A dirty little factoid that Stephen Colbert will try to talk around or excuse because he's an idiot and a loser and a liar, and someone else that can't craft a single statement without 50 jump cuts, 5 hours of rehearsal, and 3,000 writers. But then again, remember, as Relentless brings up AOC, well, yeah, somebody who thought that the party that thought the future of their direction was socialism, with a bitch who auditioned to run for Congress in a small ass little bit of the Bronx. And when it comes to her talking about the manufactured backstory, the origin story that was more manufactured than a modern Marvel comic book character to appeal to the most insanely fringe far left inclusivity checkbox filling assholes with AOC. Turns out the bitch grew up upper middle class in Yorktown, went there, grew up there her whole fucking life, and didn't even set foot in the Bronx until well into her 20s after she had already gone to college. And maybe having somebody in Congress who is in the same alma mater as Howard Stern was not a good idea, with AOC having gone to Boston University. Trust me, if she had been born a generation earlier, she probably would have wound up trying to go into porn, and then, well, a big highlight for her career would be either winning an AVN and or appearing on Howard Stern, so then Howard Stern can grab her breasts over and over to see if they're real or not, like that actress from that show Jag, when she went on Stern and he got to squeeze her breasts and a bunch of other dudes got to squeeze her breasts because she wanted to prove that her breasts were real. And Stern, I'd like to remind you, is the same guy who pretended to be offended by the Donalds grabbing by the pussy tape. Yeah, that guy, yes. Guy who has about as much credibility as a one-armed sword fighter. The guy who has about as much credibility as In Praise of Shadows does, talking about horror movies. Then again, much like Howard Stern or In Praise of Shadows, they're basically like this these days when it comes to sad, irrelevant little dipshits who only shout whatever neo-Marxist queer theory bullshit they're being told to say by the farthest of far-left cable news, while only the most delusional, mentally ill sycophants will continue to watch them. Well, people are too busy actually watching people that are actually entertaining, so then all they can do is lash out at them. Like that little bitch in Praise of Shadows lashing out at Wendigoon or Turkey Tom or Shoe on Head, or how the Donald lashes out at Joe Rogan because Joe Rogan whispering into a microphone doing pothead ASMR about, were there aliens on the moon with Dan Aykroyd is more entertaining than anything Howard Stern or Praise of Shadows was ever capable of doing. Here's when Relentless says, AOC knee pads on Prime Day tomorrow. Get down on it. Well, I think probably the better brand of knee pads would be either the Scarlett Johansson or Jennifer Lawrence audition knee pads. Yes. Actually, no, I think it should be the Weinstein Plant knee pads. Yes. All the actresses who became Oscar winners based off of doing all their best acting on their hands and knees in front of Harvey. Funny thing that they've done a poll and only 11% of the population of America agrees with socialism. So who the hell are they preaching to or trying to get votes from? Well, it's the same people that will keep on doing the same thing and expecting a different result, who will keep sprinting into that brick wall expecting that the brick wall is afraid of them. Just like what happened with what you get movie studios that will make shit like Megan 2 and expect that to be successful, and then will blame everyone else for their failure. Same thing with the rebrand of Jaguar, which all it did was just open up a nice big new market for people selling their old Jaguars because they don't want this stupid shit in their garage anymore. Or let's not forget about people that are still trying to run like they're now the chances of trying to go and run Gavin Newsom or even Kamala Harris again for the White House in 2028. Well, enjoy a Southerner with too much eyeliner who may or may not be a fan of Shoe on Head beating you in the election after he beats you in the debates just by going, yes, and basically, if they're serious about Newsom or about Harris again, well, then basically, this is one of those times where preemptively celebrating, like what happened with the Battle of Agincourt, where the French had a victory party the night before the battle, or even in sports, when University of Georgetown men's basketball team were already selling national champion shirts and hats in the parking lot before their finals game against Villanova. Well, unlike those times, no. Villanova ain't winning. The British are not going to pull it off. This is one of those where, with J.D. Vance, yes, he should be preemptively preparing his presidential victory speech in November 2028.